NBA in-season tournament was a huge success. The Los Angeles Lakers beat the Indiana Pacers last night to win the first ever NBA in-season tournament NBA Cup, and it sucks for the Pacers. I mean, I feel like it just felt like the Lakers were gonna win. It's the first ever NBA in-season tournament. It's LeBron James, the Lakers, like, it just, I don't know, it just feels right for history. It just kind of seems like the refs and everyone kind of wanted LeBron to win. They did go crazy in the finals, and in the game before that, the semifinals, they went crazy. But the first game, I forget who it was against. The first game though, at the end of the game, there was a crazy call where LeBron called a timeout. They didn't have possession of the ball, but they still granted them the timeout. Like, they might have lost that game if they didn't get that call. Before we get more into the Lakers and the NBA in-season tournament as a whole, I gotta give a shout out. I gotta give my flowers to Tyrese Haliburton. The guy has been red hot in the in-season tournament. I think he averaged about like 25 points per game with 13 assists per game. And I don't think he had like much turnovers. Maybe he had like 3 the whole tournament, maybe 4. It's pretty safe to say Tyrese Haliburton is a top 10 player in the NBA. He's getting close to the top 5 range. It's just tough when you get to that top 5 range because there's a lot of guys that, you know, you got to factor in experience. You got to factor in two-way ability too. Like, Tyrese doesn't play the best defense, so it's tough to put a player like that in the top 5. But he's been red hot, and how, well, he's technically 5. I looked at that last video, then people started tweeting about it. I'm not saying they looked at my video because they didn't. It got like 200 views, but it's actually funny that I looked at that and found that on his whatever, his ESPN page, that he was born on a leap year. But yeah, no, he's realistically like 23 years old, I think. But I mean, like the tweet says, bro, the future is so bright for Haliburton. Then we got this video right here. I know this is from a troll Twitter account, so I figured I would mention that before the comments started talking about it. This is NBA Centel without the R. But something I gotta mention, LeBron James, and I mentioned this I think in my last video or 2 videos ago, can turn it on at any moment. He's also not age 40, so I don't know why the tweet said, well, it's a troll tweet, but he's 38 turning 39 this month. But like, he can turn it on at any moment, and I noticed that from like tip off, bro. If you were watching this game, right off the tip, LeBron James was mad aggressive, driving to the whole like prime Miami Heat LeBron. Like, it's interesting to see because a lot of players at this age, I think there's like, I don't even know if anyone at age 38 or 39 has averaged like 10 points per game for a season, maybe even 15. But LeBron is averaging what, 26? Like, I don't know. I thought I should mention it. I gotta give him his props. And I don't know if y'all noticed it too. Like, out of the gate, I noticed that because I just sensed that. Like, even when the playoffs come, LeBron's gonna turn it on. In the regular season, he doesn't really do that every single game. If they're in a close game, you'll notice like LeBron will just get mad aggressive and kind of turn on that physicality that he has, but he doesn't use it every single play because he's kind of saving his body, it feels like. Now we got to talk about what I think is the biggest news or the biggest piece of information from the entire NBA in-season tournament. And that is, of course, Anthony Davis, the NBA Cup MVP or whatever you want to call it. He won MVP of the entire tournament. And I haven't seen too much on Twitter. To be honest, I haven't been on Twitter too much. But, I mean, when they were giving out the trophy, like after the game that he had, you guys can see on the screen, 41 points, 20 rebounds, 5 assists. And if you look closely right here, 4 blocks as well, which is, I mean, that's an all-time game, bro. And it was in the first ever NBA Cup finals. Like, they had the whole ceremony. They gave him the trophy. LeBron was holding it up, whatever. Then they proceed. They're doing the NBA Cup MVP. And I thought it was going to be just off the final game because that's what it normally is, you know. In the NBA Finals, I know it's a series, but they give the trophy to someone for that final series, not the entire playoffs. But for this, they started the ceremony, and I forget, I don't know if Adam Silver was doing it or whoever. He said that it was for the entirety of the tournament. So as soon as he said that, I was talking to somebody, I was like, they're giving it to LeBron. Like, that's it. Like, I was already expecting it. Like, no way they give it to LeBron when AD just dropped 40 and 20. But as soon as I heard that, I knew it was over, bro. I mean, I'm not saying LeBron didn't deserve it, but if we scroll down here, matter of fact, it's not fooling the screen, so let me fix that. Okay, so you guys can see 41 points, obviously 20 boards, 5 assists, and 4 blocks. The game prior to that, he didn't have the most points, 16, but he still had 15 rebounds. This is AD, of course, we're talking about. 5 assists, 2 blocks, 2 steals, and then in the first game of the tournament against the Suns, that's the one where they could have very easily lost. 27 points, 15 rebounds, a double-double in every single game with 15, or I should say 14 or more boards. No, 15 or more boards in every single game. Assist, 2 blocks, and I just realized, I don't know if at the beginning of this whole segment or whatever, when I was talking about Anthony Davis, I think I might have said that he won the MVP, but no, obviously LeBron won it. I don't know. I might have said it wrong at the beginning, but what I am trying to say is that Anthony Davis, if you're looking at the stats, and we're talking about the whole thing, I mean, if it's the final game, obviously AD's got to get the MVP with a 41-20 game, 4 blocks. But even if you look at the whole thing, man, I mean, what does this equate to? He's averaging what? About 30 points, 17 boards, 2.5 blocks. I mean, I just don't know how you really give it to LeBron. Then, of course, we got our guy, LeBron James, the first ever NBA Cup MVP. He had 24 points, 11 boards, and 4 assists. And if we scroll down, we can see his entire game log from the thing. So 24, 11, and 4, of course. Then last game, he had 30, 8 assists, 5 boards. And this was only on 23 minutes because they blew them out by like 50 somehow. I don't know what happened to the Pelicans there. I was hoping they could put up a fight. You know, we always want to see that when it comes to like playoff or tournament basketball, whatever you want to call it. And in game 1, 31, 11, and 8. So it's not like LeBron did nothing. That's great. What did he average for his points? What is this? Probably like 27, 28 points per game. Assists is probably like 7 assists per game. And then rebounds is like 8 rebounds. So, I mean, that's a solid line, but I still feel like AD deserve the NBA and season tournament MVP. Let me know what you guys are thinking in the comments. Am I tripping for this or what? Because I wonder how AD feels about this, because I don't know. I mean, obviously you're LeBron James's teammate. He's in the GOAT debate, and I wonder, I almost feel like AD's cool with it. Like he wants LeBron to get all his accolades and as much as, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I wonder if deep down AD is like, I deserve the credit for this. I should have got the MVP. In the finals, the Lakers scored 123 points. And as you guys can see here, after scoring 123 points in their win, the Lakers are the first team in 18 years to score that much with less than 3 3-point makes. Now, when I saw that, I was like, wait, hold on. They didn't get 3 threes in the era of the NBA that is, you know, the NBA basketball that's played today. Threes are going up pretty much every other possession. Maybe every 3rd possession, depending on the team. But they made 2 threes. They made only 2 threes. And this wasn't even the stat that I was about to look up, because I saw they had 86 points in the paint. 86 points in the paint out of their 123. So that's what I originally looked up. I wanted to see, was that like some sort of record? When was the last time a team did that? But this is what I found. 123 points. First team in 18 years to score that much with less than 3 threes. And so then I had to see who hit the threes. I remember Taurean Prince's 3 in the corner. So that was obviously one of them. And then Cam Reddish hit a 3. So that was their 2 threes. Taurean Prince, Cam Reddish. How many threes did they take? They were 2 for 13. Whereas the Pacers shot 41 threes. They made 10 of them. They were only 24%. If the Pacers were hitting that at like a normal clip, like what would be normal for a team? Like 35%? Maybe 34, something like around there. I mean, the Pacers really could have been in this game, but their threes weren't falling, and obviously that was, I guess, part of their game plan to shoot a lot of threes. Well, I don't even know if this is considered a lot. It's not that high. The Lakers just have like an abnormally low number of threes. They only made 15%. They were 2 for 13. Now this is pretty crazy, bro. 3 Lakers players practically doubled their salaries. So these 3 players are on 2-way contracts. You got Castleton, you got Fudge, and you got Demoy Hodge. So they're on 2-way contracts, making $559K, which is, that's a lot. You know what I'm saying? For us, for all of us really watching, unless there's some sort of multi-millionaire watching this, even then, this is still a lot. $559K is a lot, but Now they're making 1.09 million. And I mean, I think, no, I don't know if they checked in. I think maybe Hodge got in for like a minute. I don't know. But these are players that aren't even playing. Like, they're just on the bench. And LeBron, AD, I mean, 500K is nice, obviously. But to them, these guys are signing $40-50 million contracts per year. So, like, it doesn't mean much to them, but they just went crazy. And now the players on the bench who aren't even really on the team, like, they are on the team, but you know what I'm saying? Two-way contracts, you know what I'm saying? They're the ones really like, they're the ones that are really impacted the most here, doubling their contract. Now they're making over $1 million and they're not even getting into games. The NBA in-season tournament has been such a huge success. I haven't seen anybody mad about it. Like, no one's, I mean, why would they, you know what I'm saying? But no one's tweeting. I haven't seen any negative comments about it. Even the players, like, I haven't heard any players complaining about it. The players were really confused going into it. A lot of them didn't understand what was going on. They knew something was happening because the courts are all different colors, but they didn't really understand, what is this that we're playing for? Do we even want to win this? Like, is this important? But clearly the in-season tournament is a huge success. And the only other thing we've ever seen like this is the play-in tournament. The play-in tournament obviously seeds 7 through 10, 7, 8, 9, 10 on both sides, play basically single elimination. If you're seeded 7 or 8, you have double elimination, but you know what I'm saying. That's the only comparable thing ever to that, and that was added what, 2 years ago, and that's a big W as well. That's a great addition to the NBA. I don't think anyone disagrees. I mean, why would you disagree? Like, the play-in's so fire, in my opinion. Maybe you could disagree that, you know, a 6 seed, if they have a lot more wins than the 10 seed, and then the 10 seed somehow gets into the playoffs over them because it's just 2 games. Maybe that's your argument, but win the games. You know what I'm saying? Win the games when they matter the most in the play-in tournament. And that leads me to my next point. What about, and I want to say, I tweeted this out. I tweeted out this idea, and a lot of people were saying, no, that's a bad idea. So y'all let me know. You can hear me out, but I could see it happening. After this in-season tournament is such a success, and this took place in, I guess, November through the beginning of December. What about a March Madness style tournament? So I guess more teams would be involved, maybe all of them, who knows? I don't really know how it would work, but a single elimination tournament in, I guess, February or March. Like, the one thing is the All-Star break is in February, so maybe even January you could do it. I'm just saying, add another in-season tournament. I don't know if y'all hate that idea, because I thought this tournament was fire. I think everyone can agree it was entertaining and just all that. But what if you had a tournament like this again? Because I think that's something they're gonna do. Since this was such a big success, I think they're gonna add maybe another in-season tournament eventually. Maybe I'm tripping, but I think that could be fire. Like, because even then, like, say the Pistons. What if the Pistons win it all? Okay, that's never gonna happen. That's never gonna happen. But you know what I'm saying? That would be fire if there was some sort of in-season tournament where kind of like everyone was involved. Maybe there's some way to enter, but maybe have more teams, and one of the really bad teams from the regular season just goes on a run in this tournament. I don't know. It just could be fun for all the fan bases or whatever. I don't know. I think they should consider adding a second in-season tournament. Another thing I want to point out that y'all probably noticed in Vegas, only because it wasn't really at the other stadiums, but in Vegas. So for the semis and for the finals, I noticed the whole crowd was like dark. Like, they had no lights in the crowd, whereas in all the other arenas, I mean, unless I'm just tripping, they have lights on in the crowd. So it was kind of a different atmosphere. I like it. I wonder how the people in the arena felt about that. I mean, they could still see the game because that's what's lit up, but I wonder just kind of how that was being in that crowd with all the lights off. But overall, I think the arena, noticed they had like lights on the railing of the stairs in the arena. Like, they had just all these little touches. One thing I will say is the court though was a L. That red and blue court they used, you know, I don't know, the colors didn't really go together as nicely as they probably expected. Overall, the tournament was a W. The Lakers are crowned the first ever NBA Cup champs. Sub if y'all are new. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.